Well, hey y'all, if you're in zone 9A, I'm here to tell you that you can go ahead and start putting stuff in the ground. Today, I'm gonna start with my tomatoes. Once your transplants are hardened off, go ahead and find the spot that you're gonna put your tomatoes at in your garden. You're gonna want to water that area really good. You want that soil nice and moist before you plant in it. If your transplant's nice and moist, as it should be, and you put it into dry soil, the dry soil is going to suck all of the moisture out of your transplant. So make sure that you don't skip this step. Go ahead and dig your hole. You're going to want to dig it deep because we are going to bury these transplants really deep. At the bottom of my hole, I'm going to put about 1.5 tablespoons of a granular organic all-purpose fertilizer. And hey, as far as fertilizer goes, you can use an organic granular fertilizer or not. It's up to you. You can also use things like crushed eggshells, worm castings, fish emulsion, Epsom salts. There's lots of good fertilizer options out there for tomatoes. So just search around, see what you have on hand, and use what you want. I'm also putting a scoop of homemade compost. Give that a good mix and water that in. All right, so here's my transplant. You can see how tall it is. By the time we get it in the ground, it should look very short. So what I'm gonna do is pick off all these lower leaves, and essentially I'm going to bury this plant 2/3 of the way deep. Now that it's in, I'll add some compost. And then start covering it back up. Nice and snug. I'll also come back and top dress it with fresh compost. And the last step, and don't forget it, water it in. And that, friends, is how I plant my tomatoes. In between your tomatoes, you can plant things like basil, marigolds, borage, sunflowers. There's lots of good companion planting options for your tomatoes.